And even in my addiction, deep in it, so I could sniff a quarter of yay one night, yeah, bare bottles, quarter of yay. The next 3-4 days, I'm not touching nothing until I have another drink.
You're not touching.
Coke, I'm not touching it.
Oh,
But some people, reason, bro, man, had me waiting.
what you saying now?
There, man, there.
What's cracking?
Just hearing it. Just
Small introduction. What did they call you?
sober road fitness.
Sober Road Fitness. And how'd you get that name?
I made that name up myself still.
Yeah,
Yeah, but before that it was just Barnes, and it just people just call me Barnes.
Barnes. Yeah, but what's the name originating from?
What the sober road fitness. So basically, the sober road thing come from me just switching it up, going from the madness, then going sober, getting clean off the coke, and then implementing the gym thing too as well. So that's where the sober comes from, me getting sober and clean.
Just a bit of context. So you work at my gym, innit?
Yeah.
You work at the gym. I know you through a friend.
Yeah.
Obviously, you was looking for work or whatever and whatnot. It's come to fruition that you've got a job. So I didn't really know nothing about your background as such, but obviously coming to find out, you know, you're closer than, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
family members and
Yeah.
one bag of things. But the first thing that I seen of you on social media after you worked at the gym was the video that you put out when you was talking about necking down the vodka and one bag of things, brother. And I seen it and thought, yo, this man is talking mad. Like he was being hella honest.
Yeah.
In terms of your experience of how you used to be. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're telling me that you're still like that.
No. It's definitely not. I'm still like that. But I wasn't honest with the thing for many years.
Yeah.
I was just doing all that. That video you seen, I was doing all that weekly basis.
Yeah.
If anyone would have addressed me about that, I'd have been like, yo, I'm not even, it's not that.
So what made you want to get that honest? Because I don't think I've even heard anyone speak like that in terms of how detailed you was talking about what you used to do, drinking, sniffing.
Because you know what it is with me? I was in a place, where I was so in denial, thinking that I'm running things smooth and just chatting the most lies to everybody, lying to myself. And then I just had enough. I've had enough of hiding how actually deep I was in the thing.
Yeah.
So I just thought, fuck it. I always used to have that mentality anyway of it is what it is. But when it come to cocaine and alcohol addiction, I'd always try and downplay it. So when it come to anything else in life, I'd be honest and open with it. But then when it come down to that, I'd downplay it. All the time for years and years.
So where does the change come from?
The change come from?
How do you change? How do you stop? How
did I change, or how?
Yeah. What's the catalyst?
Do people change?
Well,
if they want to change,
you can only speak from your own experience, innit? So,
yeah.
Like, if other people do want to change, or even if they don't recognize that they might have a problem.
But the reason why I changed, because for many years I was just doing stuff that man would never do if I was sober.
Like what?
Fucking just a whole heap of crazy, just disappearing on my kids for days on end, missing from the missus, you know, being violent, getting emotional, getting depressed, down, spending money, you know. I had 2 businesses, I lost both of them through drink and drugs.
Yeah.
So I had to change, and I always knew I had to change, but the thing was just drawing me back in.
So what does like a typical, I don't know, time when you're missing, what does that look like? Like, what are you doing? Like, how does that go?
What, when you're on a bender?
Yeah.
Boy. It depends on it, because when I first started out on benders, I'd be in the clubs, I'd have bottles, man, them will be there, everything's smooth, we just
Party,
dancing.
so basically, they're party vibes.
Just party vibes, laughing, drinking, you know, probably 1 or 2 flicks throughout the night. Just 1 or 2, you know, not even a £20 bag.
Yeah.
Just a 1 lick or something. Then as time goes on, you know, you find yourself having a little bit more. And then instead of when you leave the club going home, grabbing the food, now you're in someone's kitchen or someone's yard or a hotel room.
Yeah.
And now there's 4 or 5 of you. And now you're going at it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Going at it, what do you mean?
Putting the dude up your nose, you get me? Like, just going at it, bro. Like,
yeah. So you say it developed from just being a casual thing to...
Yeah. I think the gateway for me was alcohol.
Yeah.
Because I would never have put nothing up my nose if I was sober. It would never have happened. I'm not that guy. But when I drink alcohol, I just get loose. In everything though, not just with cocaine. Like, when I drink alcohol, I lose my senses. I lose the person that I am. And I just do stupidness.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'm down for anything. Whatever anyone's on, I'm on.
Yeah. Okay. So you say the alcohol led you to the drugs then, basically?
100%. I'd say if I never had alcohol, there's no way I'm putting any powder up my nose. It's not gonna happen.
And what does the...
And even in my addiction, deep in it, so I could sniff a quarter of yay one night, bare bottles, quarter of yay. The next 3-4 days, I'm not touching nothing until I have another drink.
You're not touching...
Coke, I'm not touching it.
Oh.
But some people, like, I've met different addicts in it. So some man will wake up in the morning, have a few lines, go to work, but they won't drink. And then throughout the day, they'll have their little bag and they'll just be sniffing throughout the day. I wasn't one of them. I'd be like, I'm not touching that shit.
Yeah.
It's not for me.
You have the alcohol and it just changes you.
It just changes me, yeah.
So then do you reckon that you was searching for alcohol more to have that, or do you reckon that if you didn't have the alcohol you could just go without, if that makes sense?
Yeah, I think being sober now and trying to work out what it was, I think I had a problem with alcohol. No, I think I had a problem with cocaine. I had addiction to cocaine.
Yeah.
But I used to use alcohol to get to it. You know what I'm saying? So when I had a drink, I'd go to the cocaine, probably because I didn't want to admit that I had a cocaine problem. But at the same time as in the cocaine problem, I had an alcohol problem as well, because I couldn't stop drinking either. Even though I never used to drink every day. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I used to think an alcoholic was somebody that wake up every day and you need a drink.
Yeah.
That's what I actually thought one was.
Ain't that alcoholic then?
That's an alcoholic, but that's someone with an addiction to alcohol.
Yeah.
I had an addiction to alcohol too.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't stop it. You know what I'm saying? So I couldn't go a week or 2 weeks without drinking alcohol. So that's also an addiction. Do you know what I mean? Something you can't stop is an addiction in it.
Yeah.
And that's what I had.
So now you're sober. Does that include no drink, no drugs at all?
Well, saying that no drink and no drugs, yeah, I haven't had no drugs, what for now? It'll be 12 months next month. It'll be a year next month.
Is that honest?
That's honest. And big man thing, no cocaine has gone in my nose since November the 20th last year.
Nothing.
Nothing,
You ain't been partying, no pills.
I've been out, nah, no pills, no
Dizzle.
Nah, nothing. But I have had a drink.
Okay.
But
how often?
I've had a couple drinks. I've had like 2 drinks though.
Yeah. How did that make you feel?
Shit.
Yeah.
Made me feel shit.
Did it make you feel like going backwards?
Nah. One thing that I can say when I had them drinks, that I didn't think about cocaine. But the reason why I did beat myself up a little bit, but the reason why I didn't, because many people that I told and, you know, that knew that I had a drink, they said, yo, you've done, the thing that was licking you down was the coke, and you done the drink, and you didn't touch the coke, you get me? So then I thought about it a little bit more, and I thought, you know what, it's right, but at the same time, I'm not going to get into that habit of thinking, I can drink, without, because I know what will happen. I just know, because what happens is, when you get so drunk, you don't know what you're doing. You like, there's many times where, even without coke, I've done things without even touching coke that I would never do. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, there's gonna be people out there that will look at you and say, yeah, that's my man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Fuck that. I'm not addicted. You get what I'm trying to say? That he just lost control. Like, what are you saying to people that would look at it like that? Because obviously I'm saying that because you're on this journey where you're saying sober road to fitness. You're changing your life around, innit? And you feel that you had an addiction in it, but then there's someone out there that is probably at the beginning of the path that you started at, and you full well know when you was at the beginning of that path,
it was all fun and games,
and you weren't going to listen to no one that said someone called sober road to fitness. You can say, yo, my man's chatting shit.
Yeah. I'd just say, the roads, it's a dark road. Like, I'm not out here trying to party poop on anybody that wants to think that they're having fun, or probably are having fun, because you do have fun. It's not all gloom and doom. You do have fun, but eventually it will grab you, and it's hard
Put
to
you
come
in a
out.
chokehold.
Yeah, and it's hard to get out of that chokehold. So, especially to the youth man them, anyone that's young and you're thinking you're gonna be having fun, taking drink and drugs, just quit while you're ahead in it, you know, because it's a serious thing. Trust me, it's a very serious thing. You don't want to be going into your adult years, with a habit. You know what I'm saying? And I got my habit in my adult years, not in my childhood years.
That's what I'm.
Not in my teenage thing.
I was gonna say that as well, because obviously when you said to the youth man, them, I'm thinking like with like cocaine and that, it's more of a. Well, I'm not gonna say it's a rich man's drug, but it's more of a habit you pick up when you start making money, when you start, you know, becoming more of an adult.
But now, I know 18-year-olds that are out here, 17-year-olds, 16-year-olds that are licking down the thing.
Yeah.
So when they come 21, 23, 22, they're already in that situation where they haven't even got no money yet. They haven't even got to that stage where they have got money, or they have got things sorted out and put things in place to lose. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's where,
Would you say that the people that you hang around with has changed?
That I hang around with? Yeah, 100.
Did you have to like cut people off, or?
Yeah. I had to cut people off. I still got love for the same people. Anyone that sniffs, like, I can't just go out with them. And have a drink with them, or just, I can, and I have, you get me, but it's not something I can do on a weekly basis, because it's just gonna, you get me, it's just like the same way if your brethren are out here whiling on the streets and you jump in the car with them, when it's just the same thing, innit? You're gonna get wrapped up in what they're doing.
Entering the same madness. But then how have you changed then? If you're saying you was addicted, what's made you change then? Like, if you was addicted and you're not addicted no more.
Knowing how fucked up I was. Seeing.
Yeah, but there must have been an actual, like, something that's made you, like, there must have been a point that you got to, or something must have happened where you says, you know what?
There was too many things for me. Too many things happened for me to pinpoint it to one thing.
Yeah.
There was too many things for me to say, it was because of this, it was because of that. There's so many things happened because I was never happy with what I was doing. So I wasn't that person. So every time I used to do it, I used to be depressed, suicidal, and think, fucking hell, lock this thing off, man. I used to say it to myself. Fuck what everyone else is thinking. I used to say it to myself. 3 days later, back on it, going through that same cycle.
So then what's made you actually lock it off then? Like, what can you pinpoint that down to then? Like, what's the change? What in you has made you even start up a social media where it's talking about being sober and being on that journey?
I think it was when I had my last bender. Yeah, I must have done a little madness in a pub. Yeah, went home. Tell a lie. I come out of jail. I done 13 months in jail. Yeah, and I was sober. So I used that time in jail. Yeah, as a detox. You get me? But before that, I was trying to stop coke for years and years. Couldn't do it. Even Googled rehabs where man ain't got that kind of money to go to these 50 grand rehabs for 6 weeks and all that. So when I went to jail, I just used it as a detox. So I was sober in jail. Head was clear. Come out. 3 weeks of me being out, saying the same thing to myself. Louder drink, louder coke. Within 3 weeks, I'm having sneaky ones. But I'm not telling anybody. Nobody knows. Do you know what I'm saying? None of my family or my friends even know.
So I'm starting to hide it now.
I'm hiding it. Yeah. This is the first time I've really hid it.
Yeah.
Because I've told myself I'm sober and I've told everybody else that I'm sober. So then a couple of incidents happened, and then I remember one morning I was in my bed, hungover, and bearing in mind I'm on license. Yeah. And nothing serious happened, but something happened at a pub, you get me? And one of my mates phoned me. And he's like, yo, the owner of the pub's talking about he's looking to phone police on you because you was going away last night. So I'm like, yo, pattern that for me, please. And where, because he knew the owner. So he patterned that up for me. But when I put the phone on my bedroom, my son come into the room. Randomly, he's just like, yo, I love you, daddy. And just clocked eyes with him, give him a hug. I was just thinking, yo, if this doesn't get patterned now, yeah, recall's coming, and I'm gonna break my youth's heart. You get me? Because I've just come out. It's been about 4 weeks, and I'm gonna go back in.
Yeah.
So from that day there, I haven't touched no cocaine.
Swear down. Okay, so it's the love for the family.
That's what it is, man. Like, I can't be out here sniffing up the place, acting like a fool when I got 3 boys. Do you know what I'm saying?
So would you say that you're on this journey to let other people know about being sober and all these things? Is that to help you mentally stay on the right road?
I think it has helped me, yeah.
But do you think that you're actually doing it so that you stay on the right road? Like, do you feel like you have to say it out loud in order to convince yourself not to go backwards? Because obviously you've said that you've tried multiple times to stop.
I think me saying it out loud, yeah, has helped me stay on that road.
Yeah.
It's definitely helped me, but also, see, when I was deep in it, like I was in some dark places, yeah, and I remember reaching out to people, and no one
to help.
It was just like, yo, you're cool, you're blessed, man. What you on about, Barnes, man? You're nice. You know what I'm saying? Come on, just you're having a bit of fun. Or, you know, when I speak to my family members, like my mum and that, she'll be like, only you can do it. You're acting a fool, and, you know, like no one actually.
They wouldn't understand.
Yeah, no one understood. Do you know what I'm saying? So now I do this sober road fitness thing. I speak to people, and when they tell me how they feel and what they're going through, I understand. Do you get me? And I don't tell them to fix up and only you can do it, because, yo, no one understands how that person actually feels. Because if you're reaching out for help, yeah. No, let me just word that right. Because when I was reaching out for help, yeah, I didn't want to do this thing. I didn't want to sniff anymore. But when you tell people you don't want to do it, and then you do it the week after, what them people, they're going to be like, you don't want to do it, but you don't. I've heard it too many times now. Do you know what I'm saying? But you don't. You get me?
Yeah. So, do you have more conversations now with people that understand your journey? Maybe have been through it as well. Like, do you feel like being around those kind of people helps?
Yeah, speaking to, like, see, before, I had a thing, yeah, where I wouldn't be like this, like, yeah, man, was sniffing this much, and
Yeah.
I had an addiction. See, me admitting that I had an addiction was hard because the person that I was, do you know what I mean? I just had something that I'm not addicted to that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I couldn't bring myself to say it, and I think a lot of people, a lot of men, yeah, even women as well, they can't bring themselves to say it because saying you've got an addiction, it's not a light thing to say.
Yeah. It's not easy.
So
But like I says, because you're putting the message out there, you probably getting a lot of people that understand you now, innit? And some of them could still probably be in a journey and be like, you know what? I feel like I got addiction, but still going through that secret phase.
yeah, definitely.
You get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. A lot of people.
Are people reaching out to you specifically for help, like, that you don't know?
Yeah, I get messages every day.
Yeah.
Every single day I get messages.
What kind of
Every day.
messages?
How they can relate to me. Everything that I say, they've done the exact same thing. I've had man, yeah, say like, I've had certain man, and I'm like, yo, Mr. Man. I didn't even think Mr. Man was like that because I know certain people that message me, and they'll open up to me. You get me?
Yeah.
And I'm like, rah, didn't know Mr. Man was like that.
Yeah.
And they're like, yo, man, it's deep. You get me? I have loads of people from all the way across the country, Ireland, saying, thank you. You know, some people message me, say, they've been 6 months sober, 3 months sober. Keep doing what I'm doing.
Because obviously, look, there's drink on the table there now. Surrounded by...
Drink in the gym, you get me?
You're surrounded by a lot of drink, yeah.
Yeah.
I want to know, does that have an effect on you, or is it?
Nah, I think
Is it tempting?
At the start, yeah.
If I said to you right now, yo, do you want a drink? What are you saying?
Why are you trying to mash up my life, so?
What are you saying, though?
Nah, it's not that, that's not going to faze me.
Yeah.
But I will say...
So if everyone started coming in the room now, everyone's drinking now, because this is the drinking environment. Like, you get what I'm trying to say? Obviously, encourage everyone to drink responsibly. That's always the thing, you get what I'm saying? Obviously, we sell vodka, but we never want people to be going down a path where they're not controlling any habits, you get what I'm saying? And also, I don't want to seem like I'm pushing anything on you. I'm only going by what I already know of you and how honest you are with your addiction, and then also the journey that you're on. Obviously, I just want to know if you're affected by everything in the room. But I've seen you around alcohol and stuff like that, and I know that you haven't. It's not like you've been like itching for anything like that. You get what I'm saying? I don't know if you've been like that previously or not, but yeah, I'm just trying to get.
I think when you know someone's sober, if you was genuine to ask me, I know you just was joking, you get me, but if you was to ask me, do you want a drink, knowing that I'm sober and I'm on this, so I'd take that offensive.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? People that know me, if they know that I'm on a sober journey, why are you gonna ask me if I want a drink?
But would that make you? How offensive it's gonna take you? And do you feel like that's still part of the same addiction?
Nah, it's like, why? If somebody knows that I don't want to drink, and then they say, do you want a drink, knowing how bad I was on alcohol, like, that's a person that ain't got my best interests at heart. Do you know what I'm saying? Or it's just, and a lot of sober people that I speak to now, they have that problem. You know, they'll go out with friends. Like, I'll go out with my friends. But at the start, and they won't do it anymore, but at the start, people are like, how do you want to drink? And I'm just like, at the start, I was like, nah, I'm all right, you get me? But now, I'm like, don't ask, like, I'll get mad. Don't ask me if I want to drink, because I know where that's going to lead, and that's going to lead.
So there you go. So that's what I'm trying to figure out, if the addiction is still there mentally, then. Do you get it? Because if you're getting aggressive because people are asking you for a drink, like, if you wasn't addicted, I'm not an expert on this, but I'm saying if you wasn't addicted and someone asked you for a drink and you was in control, it would be like, nah, someone could ask you all night. I mean, you might get a bit aggressive if
Okay,
it's a
then.
repeated thing. But
No, but it's like, how can I explain it? I don't drink.
Yeah.
If you know I don't drink, why are you going to ask me?
yeah.
It's like, if you don't take fucking heroin, why am I going to ask you, do you want some
hear that.
heroin?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
person's going to get offended.
Yeah.
So, but with alcohol, it's different because it's
so social.
Yeah.
Social,
Because it's
yeah.
legal
Yeah.
and it's just normal.
Yeah.
People just think, they're just offering you a drink. So when you've gone through the mad thing with alcohol and it's mashed you up so much, them people that are asking for a drink, which I understand, they don't know what this.
But that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. That probably can lead to a lot of people getting into maybe addictions to alcohol and stuff, just from people around them that probably already are addicted and are kind of forcing things onto you. Not even forcing, but like you said, the question sounds harmless enough. Do you want a drink?
Yeah.
But maybe this person wants a drink and wants you to have a drink. So they feel better about the drink that they're having.
I used to do it to people.
Yeah.
So when I was drinking, and sniffing, my bedrooms would be like, I'm going to come out, but I'm not drinking. I'll be on to them. Yo, take a drink. What you on about? You're not drinking today. Have a drink, man. We'll have one or two. And then before you know it, they're with me locked in 3 days deep. Do you know what I'm saying? Then they're saying to me,
lucky.
They're saying to me, I told you I didn't want to drink. It's because of you. You get me? I'm like, my bad. But by this time, my sorries are too late because they've been kicked out the yard.
Oh.
Do you know? They've spent a whole heap of money.
Yeah.
The anxiety is through the roof. And that's because they said they didn't want to drink. And I'm like, come on, man. It's only one or two. Do you know what I mean? So I've done it myself.
Yeah, so it can extend to other people or bringing people into the dark hole with you. And you're probably not even knowing that you're doing it. You just probably need a partner in crime in that instance there and then.
Yeah.
And that's just like a mental thing in it and a mind.
But then you got them other people that can drink and have one or two sniffs. And they can go home at 10.
Yeah.
They can go home at 9, have three vodkas, couple lines, and go in. You do get them people.
And would you say they're addicted?
Yeah, because if... are they addicted? See, I can't say if someone's addicted or not. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, what...
I think addiction comes when you need to stop.
Yeah, I think...
And it becomes, it's affecting what's happening in your life.
In your life, yeah.
Even if it's just one little piece, and maybe even become late for something, most likely you're going to have to blame it on the alcohol and the drugs.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then if it starts to become a repeated thing, then, mate, you are locked in.
But then saying that your addiction can get worse if you're not getting problems in life. So if you're functioning, if you're like sniffing every day and drinking, because everyone's different, everyone can handle the drug and the alcohol different. So me, if I drink and sniff, you know that I'm drinking and sniffing and I can't wake up the next day. The next day is finished, but I know a man that will drink and sniff for days and then they can go to work. So they can do it 7 days a week and they can still function. So for years and years, they haven't lost a job. They can just...
keep going.
They can keep going. Yeah. So them man there, they do get the worst addictions because they're functioning with it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I probably would never have stopped if certain things never happened, if I never lost everything. Why am I gonna start something if it's not if it's not genuinely mashing me up?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's mad because obviously ultimately at the end of the day, at some point in life, everyone goes through a social stage where they at least drink. Not everybody, but most people doing it. But then there's people that smoke weed, there's people that do pills, coke, a whole heap of things in it. And, I think society kind of runs on these kind of things. But understanding where it can lead to and how it can affect your life. In the beginning, it's all fun and games, like you said, party. But
I think at the start, when it's party, as soon as you start fighting people, like that's what it was with me. I started fighting people, and getting aggressive or emotional, saying things I'd never usually say, or my bedroom would tell me a secret and I'm telling the secret, because you just get loose with your mouth. When you drink, you get loose with your mouth. Do you know what I mean? And when you sniff, you get loose, and you do stuff that you never wanted, you wouldn't do. So, to me, I just didn't want to be that person anymore. It was just too much, way too much.
Fight or flight kind of thing. So how deep are you into the soberness now?
The training and the soberness, I'm deep into it still.
How far? How long?
Next month it's going to be a year.
And what's the plan?
In what sense, plan?
What's the plan for?
So my plan is to see when people come out of jail and they've committed alcohol and drug-induced crimes. Yeah. I want to get them on programs. Yeah. I want to give them a blueprint of how I got sober and how I switched it around. You get me? Because when I come out of jail, my probation put me on this alcohol thing, and I just didn't relate to anyone that was there. It just wasn't for me. So I come up with some bullshit, got myself out of that. Then I relapsed. Then I started going mad for a bit. Then I had to give my head a wobble. And I had to put certain things in place. I had to make a plan how to get sober. And I stuck to everything that I'd done. And I become sober. So I want to help other people that think there's no way out, because there was a time when I thought there was no way out.
And how does that program look in general? Like, what does that include?
Just
like,
a few things. I can say a few things. It includes like a little bit of isolation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Knowing your environment. Yeah. Picking the right people to be around. Gym. Implement the gym. Coming to terms with you did have a problem and admitting you had an addiction, and also wanting to change. You have to want to change, because some people, they're just happy doing it.
And what was wrong with the program that probation gave you? Was it one of them ones where you sit around in the room just...
The geezers and the women that were talking to me, they ain't got a clue. They've never sniffed a baller in their life.
Is that what it is?
They've never sat down and sat there, sniffed a half ounce of coke, nearly had a heart attack, put the half ounce on the side because they think they're going to have a heart attack. And then once your heart calms down, like, you're picking the thing straight back up and doing it again. Within 25 minutes, that's happening. These people, they ain't got a clue.
Okay, man, that's mad.
They ain't got a clue. Like, it just stop, basically. They just tell you to stop.
So you need people that's been through it to understand.
I did anyway.
Yeah.
Like, you can't, people that want to tell me something, they can't tell me something and they haven't been through it. They can, they can. Obviously, some people know better than others, but when it comes to that, a lot of people, they couldn't speak to me because you just don't understand.
But there is some people that can't be around other people that are on the same journey because they feel that, you know, they might relapse with them. Do you get what I'm saying? Or, like you said, you might end up with, you're on your sober thing, this person's sober, but they're not as far gone as you. Next thing you know, they're starting to use or...
But saying that though, when you're at these places, they put everybody in the same room anyway, so you'll be with...
Yeah, true. Yeah.
You know what I mean? You'll be with these same people.
But or maybe people see that as a risk. Someone who's been... Like, do you feel like there's like a time length or like a test that you'd have to take to show people that you're sober and you're sober for good? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
Like, if you're coming to people with a program and you're saying you want to put a program together, obviously I don't know what the program looks like. Maybe it doesn't involve you. But if it does involve you having contact with others and you're giving them advice.
So okay, then one of my things with my sober, with my Insta page, why people open up to me is because how I talk.
Yeah, 100.
So when you go to these places and they ask you to speak about your problems and your issues, and no one ain't talking, no one ain't gonna sit there and talk, no one ain't gonna say nothing. Now, if that person in the room was to explain to you and tell you their story and their journey, and you sat there, you might be like, yo, I've done that. Until you hear similarities, you know.
Yeah.
People don't open up. Do you know what I mean? So a lot of people have come forward to me and said the reason why they feel comfortable with me is because I'll put myself out there first. Do you know what I mean? So people won't even, like when I went to these probation things, I weren't telling them nothing.
Yeah.
I'll be like, yeah, just nodding, ticking.
So have you got like a group or anything, a place for people to go if they do need help?
Not just yet now, but you can hit me up on my Insta, Sober Road Fitness.
Maybe you should make a little community online or something.
Yeah, definitely.
Something anonymous where, I don't know, something where people can chat to you and figure stuff out.
I get messages every day. I'm back and forth with people every day.
And then even, you know, we had a little conversation off cam before, and you was talking to someone that you know, and you realise what the time was and what they possibly could be on. Do you get it?
Yeah.
I feel like you'd get a lot of that, yeah, and then you'd know how to handle that, if that makes sense. Like someone who's on it. Sometimes you might get people that's trying to contact you whilst they're using.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
I get that. I get a lot of that. And the only thing I can do, because I'm not an expert in that, what people used to say to me, get some water in you, you know, eat some food, and your mind frame will change. You know what I mean? Because I've had a lot of people message me in a bad place, but they're on the coke. You get me? They're sniffing and drinking, and so they're talking a whole heap of madness about they feel like they don't want to be here anymore, and
Suicidal.
Yeah. I used to do it myself. Do you know what I mean? But water, food, and just sleep, and then you wake up and you're like, oh, what was all that about last night? Because that's what coke does to you. Do you know what I mean? Like there was many times when I'll be like, oh, I want to diet. What's my life about? And my little issues in my life would become so magnitude at that time when I'm sniffing, and I'd want to end my own life because I'm under the influence, and I've like nearly come close to doing it. Gone sleep, wake up in the morning, and I'm like, bro, are you for real? It's not even that deep.
Yeah.
But people do it. Like I know people that have killed themselves on the session. Like they've actually committed suicide because they've had too much cocaine.
So
big man thing.
Yeah, man. Well, the alcohol mixed with the coke.
Yeah, it does something else.
Lethal concoction.
Yeah, it does something else. Like I've googled certain things and done some research. It messes with the imbalance in the brain.
Yeah. Also, you've gone that far then. Research. Yeah, man. Then you're on the right road then.
Yeah. It messes with the imbalance.
But shout out your socials now, man, and let people know where they can find you.
Yeah, man. Sober _road _fitness. Anyone that's struggling with cocaine addiction and alcoholism, don't give up. If you want to stop, you can stop. Get yourself down the gym. Just keep fighting. Do you know what I'm saying to you? I know it's not easy. It's definitely not easy because I've been there. I've done that. Yeah, man. And just keep fighting, people. You get me?
Say no more, bro. I feel like we'd have to do another one or a part 2 or maybe even something more consistent. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It just depends on what kind of reception we get from this and if people are reaching out. I feel like we've got a WhatsApp community as well. Obviously, we've got the main show, we've got sports, finance, but there's a providers group as well where it's about men talking in it as well. So I'm going to shout out our WhatsApp community, and you can go into the providers group separately, and if you got any problems or if you need to speak to someone, go through in there, man. There's man them in there that will help you in many ways.
Yeah, and also there's a place called AA, which is Alcohol Anonymous.
Yeah.
And NA. They're all around they're all around the world, should I say? They're like if you Google it, you'll have one in your local area. You get me? So if you don't want to reach out to myself or you don't want to reach out to anybody else, reach out to them guys, and it's completely free, and they can help you anonymously as well.
Say no more, then we go again, bro.
Go on,
definitely.
Love.